Ah, well. I'm seeing.
Jay Panda for Prime Minister.
Huh?
Jay Panda for Prime Minister.
Jay Panda, when Derek O'Brien is clapping, Derek O'Brien says bravo and is clapping, and on a lighter note, Lord Meghnad Desai says Jay Panda for Prime Minister. Why are you making Jay Panda's life difficult by doing so?
I always like my friends to have difficulties.
Well, Smriti, watch the space, see the language that's emerging today. I don't think there's anything to be surprised about. If you have two of India's largest national parties at their weakest, down to 250 seats only, do you seriously expect those who constitute the other 250 or 300 seats to not give themselves a shot? Are you surprised? And doesn't this completely go against your whole anti-ally kind of politics which you've displayed in the last couple of months?
Arnab, in a democracy, everybody has the right to dream. I can't deny that right to anybody. I think for the first time on Indian television, you have two people trying to stitch up an alliance, which makes for great television. But what needs to be spoken about is what your survey is also projecting with regards to good governance. I think that given the BJP's national base, given that people are crying out for good governance, given that price rise is a huge issue, given that there is a huge wave against the Congress party, I see the Bharatiya Janata Party leading a winning alliance after this Lok Sabha election. And I think that can be ascertained yet again on the numbers that you are projecting, which are numbers which are still in the realm of speculation.
That your decision
so
to part
we are
ways with
speculating
JDU
about scenarios
and say, good riddance. Would you say today, Pawan Verma is listening to you, would you say to Pawan Verma that Mr. Verma, we were premature?
I was hoping for that question
Would you say to Pawan Verma that Mr. Verma, we were premature in our approach towards the JDU? Maybe it's going to come back to haunt us.
I was hoping for that question to come my way. I was hoping for that question to come my way. I shall not celebrate the breakup of alliance on national TV. I shall say only this, that the BJP-JDU alliance was given the mandate to govern Bihar. It is unfortunate that Mr. Narendra Modi was used as a catalyst by the JDU to walk out of that alliance. And what your numbers show, which are in the realm of speculation, is that the people
you look at it in retrospect. You look at it in retrospect, Pawan Verma. No, but even Pawan Verma will agree. The alliance worked well for you in the state, and the alliance worked well for the BJP at the centre. By fighting in the way that you have, you've spoilt your chances in Patna, and the BJP spoilt its chances in Delhi. Mr. Verma.
No, I don't think that the conclusion is entirely accurate. Arnab, last time, as I said to you, the JDU fought only on 25 seats and gave 15 seats to the BJP. This time it will fight on all 40 seats. And we shall wait. There is no point in blowing your own trumpet. There are 8 years of good governance behind Mr. Nitish Kumar. The fact of the matter is that the BJP was riding as a junior partner with the JDU in Bihar. We shall see. I do not agree with your surveys, predictions with regard to Bihar. But I'll tell you one thing. The BJP's claim for good governance is matched by its pursuit of Hindutva, a narrow agenda and vision for India. Let the BJP decide, is it Hindutva or is it governance? And on governance, let it understand, as Derek and Jay said, that they don't have a monopoly on governance. They don't have a monopoly on governance. There are other states in far more trying and adverse circumstances who have had an equally good, if not much better record on governance with a far more inclusive agenda. So it's time to face reality. And when Jay and Derek were talking, let a third front emerge. Sorry, Arnab.
Professor, 1 second. Smriti, you want to respond quickly? I give you 30 seconds for a rebuttal.
Let me finish. I have not spoken. When a third front comes up, Jay and Derek are there. Others could join, but it will be based on sufficient ideological platform. It will not be an opportunist alliance merely to oppose the BJP or the UPA. The point is, let it form itself when there is enough reason to do it, if it forms itself. Nitish Kumar has said there are resonances. in parties, ruling states which are backward and which need a certain kind of agenda of governance from the center.
How stable
Let
will
us
it be,
wait
sir?
and watch.
How
Let us wait
stable
and
will it
watch.
be? How stable have any of these governments been is a question that you may not be concerned about, but many people have. We remember how long Chandrasekhar lasted. We remember how long all these other parties lasted, and that is
Allow
the
me,
genuine
Arnab,
concern
since
people
he
are.
has made
Smriti, your
many an
response
accusations
before I
with
go to the
regards
other,
to the BJP.
other panelists, please. Smriti, quickly, Smriti.
My response is this. Using Mr. Verma's logic, since they didn't fight 15 seats and hence he will improve, let me say the BJP has 24 seats more to fight in Bihar, and I see a massive improvement in our numbers in Bihar as well. For Mr. Verma to today claim this whole bogey of secularism, let me say this. Arnab, you
Secularism is
began your
never a
10 o'clock
bogey in
slot
this
by
country.
asking what does India want.
It may
India
be
has told
only
you it
for the
not only
BJP.
wants. Please allow me, Mr. Verma, allow me. Allow me. You raise this bogey whenever it is convenient to you and your politics. Let me say this, Arnab, on your channel tonight, good governance and secularism need not be exclusive to each other.
That's
This
what the-
election of Lok Sabha will not be the battle of religions. It will be a battle between good governance and bad governance. Which
Here's
the
question.
bad governance
Here's
is
a
something
question.
people in this
Here's a
nation,
question.
people
I
in this
want to take
nation
Professor Vivek Kumar.
blame the Congress
That is
party
the
Right
for.
now. I'm coming back to you for a question. Professor Vivek Kumar, what do you see the national picture given this? And what do you think Mayawati's moves will be? Since you understand Mayawati very well. Will she willingly be part, will the BSP willingly be part of a federal front? Or will she have her own ambitions or will she follow Mamata Banerjee?
Well, Mayawati's politics is very simple. Either she will be Prime Minister or otherwise she will like to sit in opposition.
She won't back the
I
federal.
don't think that she will follow anyone because actually she will like that any bigger party should come and support and she want to nurse her aspirations to become Prime
But
Minister.
without Mayawati, then this whole idea of a federal front is a stillborn idea.
But I don't think that actually her politics will allow her to support anyone because she is sitting in opposition and I think she wants to give a only befitting apply that look, they are different. They are not following any straitjacket politics of BJP or Congress. They will like to be different. And only one ideology which can challenge Modi is Ambedkarism. Because then actually Modi feels, the 5,000 years of 5,000 years of civilization falls flat when they start actually asking questions about untouchability, about actually caste and all that.
Arnab, I have one thing. I just one thing to say. If Mulayam Singh Yadav or Mamata Banerjee becomes Prime Minister of this country, will the last man leaving this country switch the lights off?
Well, I think that's a very pessimistic approach. But is that the most likely situation that is emerging? I put the question back to the panel, and my question this evening is this. Are we looking as the third front or a federal front or a loose confederation of parties as the most likely option in the year 2014? How many of our panelists actually think so? Can I have a call of hands? How many of our panelists think so?
Yes, with a poll in 2015.
Well, I think it's a 50-50 divide. You think we are heading towards the third front kind of situation?
Yeah.
You actually think so?
Yeah.
No, it's not just,
but already the internal
it's not just your
contradiction.
numbers.
Yeah.
This has been a steady trend over the years. It has been moving towards that. National parties have been losing traction. The Congress certainly has declined considerably. The BJP has failed to replace it. This is inevitable. And we have to address it.
It's not that simple. It's not that simple. There are many tangential trends to it as well. You see, first of all, BJP is seeing an upswing of 6% post-Modi. Navika, last poll that we have seen, we are looking at this trend going up. We are talking about 3 months to 6 months of the poll going into the poll. What if BJP gets 2% more votes?
Then what happens?
Then, classically, still BJP doesn't get much of the seats. But in many of the states, Congress
Let
is
me ask
smiling.
you this: what percentage of votes?
Say
more,
for example,
how many votes?
Let me tell you.
How many votes?
I will
more
tell you.
does the
Just for
BJP
example,
need?
just few points more in Orissa, and Congress gets by default because anti-Congress votes are split. Just few points more in West Bengal. TMC is in great uncomfort because left will win by default. Just few points in Kerala,
That's the story nationally.
and that will be anti.
No, that's the story. That's the story nationally in every
That's what I'm
election. No,
saying.
Yashwant, my question to you, Yashwant, is this: that the BJP has got NDA has got a 6% upswing. If the NDA gets a 9% upswing, then will it get, how many seats will it get roughly?
Well,
if you've got 156, can the NDA touch a 200 mark?
The biggest trendsetter would be UP, because if BJP gains more from here, then BSP will suffer.
Yes.
BSP will suffer and the BJP numbers will go. If BJP crosses 25% in UP, the numbers would be dramatically changed, because in a four-corner contest, 25% plus change entirely puts the new dynamism into place.
Yeah, one second. One second. How likely is that possibility? We've got 3 minutes on the discussion. How likely is that possibility? Do we believe that the situation between now and 2014 is fluid enough for a 3% upswing?
Yeah, for UP actually you have to see strategic voting. You know, 18%, the party who got 18% got 21 seats.
Yeah.
And the party which got 28% of vote only got 20 seats. So you have to start following from Faizabad to Muradabad, the strategic voting for Congress, and this will definitely topsy-turvy the whole tally of UP, and Congress may gain very, very handsomely there.
This Derek O'Brien dream, and he's been stitching up an alliance, the beginnings of which have happened on this program. But Derek, my one question to you is, there are too many powerful regional leaders. Will Mamata Banerjee be able to take along a Nitish Kumar, Mayawati, a Mulayam Singh along? Are you already in touch with all of them? Because all of them will have their own aspirations.
Okay, Navika, that's a fair question. Two parts to the answer. Number one, you are talking about 7-8 months. This minority Congress-led UPA government needs to go. They should go before Santa Claus comes. They should go in November or October. Quickly they should go. Number two, the fair question which you asked, there has to be a common agenda for everybody. What Mamata Ji believes, and I'm sure a lot of the chief ministers and former chief ministers believe, this common agenda can be summed up in 2 words, and those words are operative federalism. That is the key. If we can get this right, operative federalism becomes the common
plank. Derek, you must understand that Mamata Banerjee is in a unique dilemma out here. No, 1 second. Mamata Banerjee's unique dilemma may not be the dilemma. Allow me. Mamata Banerjee's unique dilemma may not be the dilemma of all regional parties. Mamata Banerjee's dilemma is, one sec, she cannot go with the Congress, she cannot go with have anything to do with the left, and she cannot have anything to do with the BJP because she loses the minority vote. There are other parties like Mayawati who are far more flexible on allying with regional, with national parties. So is Mulayam. So Mamata Banerjee's compulsions as a regional leader are unique within the ambit of regional leaders, and while she will find resonance with parties like the BJD, there may be others like the JDU, BSP, SP who are used and adept at doing politics with national parties. Meghnad Desai wants to come in. Are we looking at the third front as an inevitability? Quickly, please.
Even if there was the one chief minister with the largest number of seats, most likely would be Jayalalitha, and neither Mulayam.
Okay.
I was going to say the same thing. Keep an eye on the Queen of Poets Garden, because if she shifts to Modi, the things change. And what if Modi says, I am unable to become the Prime Minister, we are supporting you, go ahead and become the Prime Minister.
So the person who watches Jayalalitha, you agree with that, Neerja? You agree with that?
Well, you know, it's a very tough one whether they'll accept her or whether they'll accept Mayawati, because these are maverick leaders. They have, you know, they've risen, but they are maverick leaders. Yeah. So I would say, I would still think that an NDA-led coalition would be the most likely scenario.
Well, for an NDA-led coalition,
I agree with
it's been a fantastic presentation. We're totally short of time. More or less, the conclusion among our panelists seems to be that an NDA-led coalition is option number 1. A third front kind of government is option number 2 if the Congress is very keen to keep the BJP out. But more or less everyone believes out here on our panel that if the UP is decimated to the extent that it is very unlikely that the regional parties will support an extremely weakened UP and give it a shot. More than that, I don't think the Congress party itself may want to take such a chance. Therefore, the biggest challenge for the BJP is to decide whether it can go back to the ally strategy and what it can do to maximize its vote share. The story is only beginning to unfold. This is the first of our national poll projections. We're going to be back in a few weeks with a second poll projection. In the run-up to the elections, we will keep you ahead of how you're thinking and how the rest of this country is thinking about the national political picture, which way they will vote. Thank you very much for joining us.